about is the fact that we've got headphones, unlike this morning where David had to do all the commentary over a telephone.
That was something else, that was. Well, British Telecom have finally found the gremlin and sorted it out, so we're on air properly with our headphones and our little microphones in front of our mouths, so we hope we can bring you all the action here and you'll hear what's going on. And let me also say this morning we had 3 records in the women's pursuit. The record was broken 3 times, in fact, and I was saying, I think perhaps on air, certainly my colleagues, I can't remember in 35 minutes seeing 3 world records fall just like that. And I was reminded of the 200-metre flying start time trial at the Stone Mountain Velodrome, sorry, an Olympic sprint, and there where we had the records being broken left, right and centre. So we had that little lot there. We also had at Bogota, we had about 5 sprint records on the trot, so we certainly, as far as the sprinters are concerned, have had them, but now we're getting on with the sprinters who on this track have been entertaining us so far with the 200-metre flying time trial. We then went through with the top 24 to race off against each other, and we've now got them through now the first round and now into the second round. And on the track at the moment is Florian Rousseau, the ex-kilometre champion of the world, and the man who decided not to ride the kilometre, having got the gold medal in the Olympics. Going off second now with Eyk Pokorny of Germany leading out. That's Russo. And also the good thing is our computer's working as well here. Yes. Yes, look at that. Look, it's even got the names up there. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, it's only taken 4 days to get it sorted. So on the front, the Frenchman Russo, 22 years of age. Remember, he's won the world title twice in the Keirin and also, sorry, in the kilometre, and also he won the Olympics just in Atlanta. So he's on the front. Sorry, he's in second place. Pokorny from Germany is on the front, going nice and steady. Remember, the first lap they've got to do it walking pace. They're just coming round to make it 1 lap completed. They come down the home straight here. Pokorny starts to go to the middle of the track, looks over his right shoulder. Now, just tell the viewers who may not have seen what happened, was it yesterday, if it lose a track of time? Well, Pokorny he backed off in his sprint, didn't he, to... Oh, yeah, what happened in the first round, Pokorny was up against, I think it was the Swiss rider, and decided... Führer. Yeah, Führer decided it was better off he lost, so he got a better draw in the next round. And as we say, that Pokorny's trying to take the front, and Russo starts to come from the inside. Pokorny comes down on him. Obviously, Pokorny wants to ride it from the front. So Pokorny from Germany is in the middle of the track in the white jersey. Russo, the Frenchman's trying to come over him. They come down the home straight. Corny, ex-junior champion, now really going for the long one, trying to get Russo off his wheel. But I think Russo would like this one. As a kilometre champion, he's got plenty of speed. Not perhaps the track craft of Pokorny. He's got to find his way over the top of Pokorny, still holding him up. Russo at the top of the track, coming down into finish straight. Russo throws his bike forward, gets it on the line by about half a wheel or half a length. That was some quick sprinting, 11.140, and he doesn't look troubled at all. What a way to start the afternoon. I thought this morning was so exciting with 3 world records from the ladies in the pursuit, but that first of the sprint was absolutely fantastic. The way Russo actually let the German go, as you see in the slow motion there. Russo was trying to get the front, but Pokorny, the German, wanted to keep it. So he's in a bad position at the moment with the Frenchman. He has to back off there as we come down the home straight. Pokorny starts to look over, starts to move up. Russo, the Frenchman, starting to try to come over. Russell, before we go with this, because we know what happened, technically when he came down, surely, wasn't that a legal move? No, not in sprinting. It's do or die in sprinting. You said that last time, the bloke got thrown out. You don't take any prisoners. Look at this, look. Russo with a lap to go, he's right up high. Pokorny's looking at him, he's on the red line across 200 metres. He's still on the red line there. Starts to accelerate, but Russo's coming at him. This is great. Look at the power, look. Pokorny thinks he's got him, look. Thinks he's got the Frenchman. But he's going to come over the top. Look at this, look, pure power now, straight line sprinting, look at that. And the Frenchman just goes, looks over, hello, I've got it, he says, look at that. And that's only the first ride. Well, I'm really looking forward to future sprinting with Russo now deciding he's had enough of the kilometre riding. That must be sheer murder, riding on your own for 4 laps of the track from a standing start. And he's decided he's got enough of that now. He'll stick to sprinting. He's got some very strong opposition. I was speaking to Marty Nothstein before the whole of this contest began, and he said there are so many top quality riders now. He's happy to get the silver medal in the Olympics, when in the old days you were looking about 3 or 4 that could come out contesting the medals. Well, right now he said there's about 8 or 10 blokes, and you never know who's going to come good on the day. Let's see now about Darryn Hill, number 3 at the bottom of the track, being pushed off by Charlie Walsh, his coach, and Leonardo Branchi of Italy, who's in second spot. Hill in the World Championship in Palermo took the second spot there. He went on to be world champion in '95 in Bogota. another young talent that's come out of the Australian School of Track Specialists. And we qualified. Russo was the fastest of the qualifiers in 10.223. Hill, second fastest, 10.261. Franchi was pretty slow, 20th fastest in 10.879. So, in reality, Hill should be able to dispose of Branchi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult for Branchi, the Italian. He's riding real close to the moment, doesn't want to let Hill out of his sight. As I say that, he starts to dive down. He's dived down. Right in the middle of the track, he's looking at him. But look at the powerhouse of Hill. They're coming round the finishing bend now. They've got a lap to go, 250 metres. Branchi, the Italian, is looking at him. Hill's running, Hill's coming now. Look at the power, down the back straight. Oh, he actually eased off like he just cruised by him. How simple was that for the Australian? Look at that. He's cruising by, the poor Italian. Good win there for the Australian, 11.208.
Hardly got a sweat on his brow.
That was just amazing. He did the big jump, he caught him up, cruised past him down the back straight.
What will happen after this series, by the way, the second series of the sprints, they will have a Repercharge, and so Branchi here will be able to come in probably through the back door. They will match the riders again to go into the next round by giving a chance to come back through. So, for instance, Branchi will be back on the track again. Pokorny will come back on the track. So there'll be this reselection on the way through. And certainly Pokorny, to me, who got beaten by Russo, I could never understand his tactics in giving up the ghost in his first heat, his first round as such, because Pokorny was 7th fastest in 10.503, but perhaps he thinks he can come back in through the Repercharge again. We'll have to watch this chap's progress through the series with great interest. But here Hill has no trouble at all in disposing of Leonardo Branchi of Italy.
So there's a good shot, Hill there. Just looking for his road bike to go around for a little ride. So back to the start line.
Just look what Kangaroo Stakes does for you, isn't it?
That's right.
Built him big in Australia.
So down on the inside, Marty Neinstein, the American. Remember, just 3 days ago, he won the world title in the Kirin. And his opponent there just sitting up on his bike, the Japanese rider Honda.
Marty Nothstein. Against the Japanese rider Honda. Again, on paper should be no contest, but you never know. Nothstein, really, he's one of the new breed of sprinters, along with people like Fiedler. They're big, tall men, not the short, powerful, chunky chap we've just seen Darryn Hill come off the track. Squat. The sort of chap that used to play front row forward, or still do. The pit props, they call them. The bull mastiffs. That sort of build was very much the sprinter build for many years. I suppose, exceptions to that were people like Dan and Morillon. And now we've got this man who's 6'3" or probably 6'4". Nothstein, in fact, when I talked to him, we're eye to eye. He's 6'2", weighs 205 pounds. This information is 1 year old, so he might have put a bit of weight on since then, but he hasn't grown any bigger. Born in Allentown, Pennsylvania, now lives in Trexler Town. He's on the front. And
the Neinstein starts to pick it up.
Here we go.
So the big Americans on the front. Japanese rider looking for a gap on the inside. Oh no, he's not going to get it that way. We're coming to a lap to go. So the big Americans on the front. Honda's looking for the wheel. He's not really going yet, American. He's just starting to accelerate now, Neinstein. Starts to go now. He's looking under his arm. Honda's coming at him. Honda's running him. He's got a chance of getting over. I don't think so. No, the big American's cruising now. There we go. At the line. Good effort there by the Japanese rider Honda, but he didn't really have the power there. So the hand goes up to the American.
That's 64.970, 11.082 for the final 200 metres. That actually represents 40.370 miles per hour. So imagine sprinting around this track at 40 miles an hour. If they got a radar trapper, one of those guns, and the gentleman in blue with shiny buttons are standing down the end of the finishing straight, they could nail him. Well, I suppose if you do it in an indoor arena, the rules of the road do not apply. But Marty Nothstein, nicely he went up there, looked to see where the Japanese had got to, kept him down the bottom of the track, and then just when the time came, pressed the release button and off he went. Another quick look to make sure that Japanese wasn't coming. They built that very special bike for Marty. They've elongated the front of it. The first one I think they built was built on the short side. And you can see he's got like a mountain bike stem sticking up at the front, great big steel job, steel handlebars, all that power going down through there. Does lots of weight training, road riding, and he's brought himself to peak perfection. Had hoped to get the gold medal in the Olympics, but was happy with the silver. And we're moving on to Heat 4 in the second round. Frederic Magne of France versus Michael Schurer of Germany. Yes, Russell?
This always makes me laugh. Look how far away he is from him on the start line. He's right up there, Frederic Magne.
Do you think he didn't have a bath this morning?
Right, that's right.
I can smell smells down there in that track centre. I always like to go down first thing in the morning, breathe in the atmosphere. The embrocation knocks the back of your throat straight like that, and you can breathe more freely. Really a bit pungent down there.
We've got a big crowd here this afternoon.
Yeah, actually somewhere they've given us a bit of paper I can find amongst this mountain. They've felled at least 3 forests to provide us with the paper we got here this afternoon. But it said something about being a near sellout this afternoon, near sellout tomorrow, and the organisers are very pleased with the massive turnout that we've had of the fans here. So I suppose there's a bit of room tomorrow, but I'll try and find the official bit of paper. But certainly they're saying it's been great. Well, house full signs went up Manchester on the 4th day, yep. Second time, and all that remained at midday today, Saturday, was 40 spaces today, where 200 can stand, and it looks like we've still got a bit of space on Sunday. Information 0161 223 2564 if you want to come here tomorrow for the final session.
So Schurer on the front, the German, in the white, right in the middle of the track. Magne's riding nice and high. Magne's starting to dive down. Schurer's leading it out. Schurer looks like he wants to lead again. He's come to the bell. Magne's going really high. Schurer's starting to dig deep now. They hit the line there 200 metres to go. Schurer's on the red line. He's riding high. Magne's coming at him. Schurer's giving it all he can. Magne's trying to come over the top. It looks like it's going to be all down the home straight. Frederic Magne's leaning a bit. Good win there for the Frenchman. Schurer has to go back to the drawing board, decide what he's going to do. Good win there by Frederic Magne.
You like that, Russell, didn't you?
Yeah, I like that. Remember, he was down at Herne Hill. It was a Good Friday meeting at the start of the year, and he was looking super then. And here we are in August, the World Championships, and he's cruised through the second round. Remember, this is the chap who was the Keirin World Champion last year, Frederic Magne from France.
Second in the professional sprint championship in Barcelona in 1992 behind Hubner. A great tandem compart the two of Colas, and there we go, disposing of the German. A very good ride indeed as far as he's concerned, and so those two giving us a very close run sprint in the heat number 4. Magne just taking the edge over Schurer as he goes through here, and Schurer, I think he was the one that got himself disqualified in his heat earlier on. I can't find my little note here at the moment, but I'm quickly going to find it for you, and here it is. In fact, yes, Schurer got himself disqualified in heat 1, the ex-junior kilometre champion. Magne winning that heat number 4 against Michael Schurer. Schurer, as an ex-junior kilometre champion way back in 1993, showed the speed, but not quite enough to dispose of Magne. And so we move on now to the next of the heats, and this is Roberto Chiappa against
there he is, our man. There's our man.
McLean. Yep. Now then, the
big bad Craig,
yeah,
from the Highlands.
Just let me tell the people here that the Italians are very interested in McLean here, because they don't know much about him. I had to explain that he comes from Grantown-on-Spey. Of course, Speyside, very well known for its
whiskey.
Yes.
Even though I don't drink
very
alcohol.
Nice malt up there. That's if you don't quite know the part of Scotland, it's near Aviemore, up where the skiers go, a long way north, and rides for the Edinburgh club. He's only 22 years of age. He got second spot in the British Sprint Championship behind Percival, who can't ride for some injury, and he got third in the kilos. So this new young lad on the block, we're pleased to see that sprinters are coming through in Great Britain at last. But he's up against this fellow Chiappa, and that's going to take a bit of sorting out.
And that was unusual as well, because Craig did have the choice of riding behind Chiappa, but he decided to take the lead straight away. So he's showing his means business straight away. So Craig McLean, Great Britain rider. Remember, it wasn't first choice, but I'll tell you what, since he's been here, he's had a great ride.
Well, the Italian commentator here was telling me that Chiappa has got the sheer speed, but not much between his ears. So I can understand the split between English, French and Italian, because my Italian is pretty thin on the ground since I was out there many years ago, and the way he was...
Oh, come on, Craig.
Well, perhaps he has thought about what to do with it.
The Italians got the front now. Craig's sort of run at him here. Look at the power, look at the power. Come on, Craig. Starting to dive down the inside. The Italian's got the lead. Craig's got to hold on to it. Craig's trying to go early. Craig McLean from Great Britain is trying to get over the Italian. Is he going to do it? For the man with nothing between his ears, looks like he's got this one. Second place goes to Craig, but he's got another chance in the Repercharge.
Got power between his legs, and he certainly let that one go. Chiappa. Again, a great tandem man.
Look
at
at
this. 1-1-1. I'm here in front of the British crowd. Now, this is what it was being said, the UCI said it, all the journalists have been saying it, what they like about this British crowd. Here's an Italian beating a British rider, and they're applauding his performance. There's no sort of booing, no catcalling. A great round of applause from people here. They love sprinting. They've seen some very good tactical sprinting here. I think Craig left it a bit late to come down and get on his wheel, and they're applauding the effort of both riders. That's very good sportsmanship here in Manchester this afternoon.
Now we've got a wonderful crowd here, and Craig gave it all he could down. But Chiappa, the Italian, as you say, he wanted to take the lead. He took the lead down the back straight. He's giving it all his can. He's not even looking under his arm because he's giving it maximum effort. And Craig's really having a go at him now. This young lad from the Highlands in Scotland, he's really come good in this World Championships.
Well, he rides for the Edinburgh Club. And talking about Edinburgh, last night in Edinburgh, the Scottish hour record was broken by Jim Gladwell, but what an amazing evening it was. He went and had a crack at the record last night. He was told by the officials when he'd finished he's 130 metres short, and he left Edinburgh a very disappointed man. But this morning the officials have checked the records, they've recounted the laps, and in fact they found an error, and Jim now holds the Scottish record, and it's believed to be 46.640 kilometres. So well done, Jim. That must have been a nail-biting night. I don't know whether he won't home and drown his sorrows or not, but now he's going to celebrate, I suppose. The record previously held by Riley Riddell with 46.570 kilometres, and before that Graham Aubrey held the Scottish hour record. So well done to Jim Gladwell, the 26-year-old from the Edinburgh Kart Bicycle Club up there in Scotland.
Hey, well done there, Jim. But talking about our records, that's our key for next week with Chris, eh?
Yep, next Friday. In fact, the inquiries have been flooding in here. The public will be allowed to come in and watch it Friday evening. I think there's a small charge of some description, but from the British Cycling Federation booking office in Manchester, BCF, it'll be in the telephone directory. Let's see. Hey, tactics coming here, Russell. We're going to have some standstill. You're going to love this, aren't you, eh?
Now, as they're doing this, the officials are going to go up onto the track and make sure the riders don't go back more than a few millimetres.
Voron, an ex-junior sprint medal winner, showing he's a very tactical lad. We've watched this fellow in the front, the check in the Kieran. He was there, he was always ducking and diving. He's an ex-tandem champ too as well.
Very experienced, and he's only 23 as well.
Yeah, and a little fellow too. He's not as big as the other muscular chap. I think that's why he uses his head. Let's see what he's doing.
He's going for a long one. No, I don't think he's got the gap though. Pavel's going to be with him. They're coming down the home straight here, a lap to go, 250 metres. The Greek's going for it, but Pavel's coming back at him. Oh, he's going to run at him now, the check. I'm sure he's going to come at him. I'm sure he's going to come at him now. As I say that, he's starting to pick up speed. He's getting onto the back of him. Can he possibly get the power to get over him? He's going to be close to the line. Oh, hello.
That one, I think, got it. Yeah, I think Voron got that one.
That was good. I like that.
It'll go to a photo finish, I think, but it looks to me like Voron got it. He says so.
Yeah.
He looks confident. Twice a silver medalist as a junior sprinter. Went on to be a great tandem rider too as well, and he got through there. In fact, it was Chiappa who just knocked out McLean that sorted out Voron way back in 1991.
Oh, I don't... Oh.
Go on, go on.
Oh, I don't know, because they crossed the line there, they're through the line.
Yeah, well, we'll wait for official confirmation.
But it's like in athletics, if you're close, you just put your hand up, don't you?
Yeah, but you can't pull the photo finish camera up. Oh, they've actually...
Yeah, they've given it to him, yeah. No.
They haven't. The star hasn't come up on our screen here. It's 10.936. Well, they put him up on the top slot. Well, Hugh says the board's confirming it, but I don't know why, because the names are in the same order. Oh, they got 1 and 2 again. That's right. There was the way they rode, actually. They were listed on the start line in that actual order, and they've given it the same as a finishing order too. So, in fact, Voron has got that one. Very quick one indeed.
That was a good sprint now.
Slow motion of that bike frame there that's being ridden by the Greek rider Cheimonetos. I've said it many times in the past in programmes. Fast down in Plymouth by a man who's studying at Plymouth University in carbon technology, where his degree and the Czechs took up that bicycle, not this one here, the other blue one, and it's been ridden. There aren't many of them that have that straight, what I call F-type frame. There's one on the track now, the white one, also made in Plymouth, although you'll see the name on it is from the sponsor of this rider, Roger Martin Fuller of Switzerland, against Anthony Payne of Australia. The double straps, beloved by sprinters, so necessary when they lunge away. Ron Bench, the man holding up Fuller, great sprinter some years ago in the late 60s, early 70s. In fact, I think he packed up after the championships in Leicester, and from Roger Fuller. Andy Payden being pushed off. You can hear people in the background saying the same I just mentioned about the Ronnie Bench, yes, because he rode the 60s with Ron. He was a character, was Ron Bench on the track. And a round of applause from this British public. Many of them here I know have been watching sprinting over the years, will well remember Ron. Australia, getting ready for the Olympic Games, are still continuing a system they started some years ago. They've been actually going right around schools and testing children to see what they're best able to do in sports, and so they put them through a series of tests, and if they think that one can make a good cyclist or good rower or good runner, then they encourage them to take the sport up and screen them into specific training, because they're determined to get as many medals as possible in the Olympic Games. And Russell here is holding his breath almost with the angle at which they're riding on that track and the slowness which they're going. So Peden, another one of this school that keeps churning out these great sprinters. They go talent hunting and then bring the perfection on the tracks there. Let's hope the same is going to happen in Great Britain, particularly on this track here in Manchester. We've already seen the advantages of the possibility of training throughout the year. So Payden in the front, for Switzerland in second spot. Very closely matched in qualifying. There was only
whoa, he's off the track. Oh, back on the track. This is great. That was good bit of sprinting now. Does the officials are like it, but the Swiss obviously wanted the front. He's full on now. 37 miles an hour down here. Can Payden get over him? The Australian's going to be touch and go down the home straight. Who's going to throw his bike? Oh, no, he didn't get it. Didn't get it. A good tactical move there by the Swiss if we see that again. But I don't know if the officials allow that, because he actually went below the red, he went on the blue, which is the Côte d'Azur, and then on the green. That was just completely off the track. But that was good riding.
Now you see how he's looking back in the centre track. I think he's looking to see if the officials are going to... we're just going back to the replay across the line. He got it, but... Yes.
Oh, that was great.
Have a look in the track centre. You can see where the commissaires are getting to. Are they a little huddle at the moment?
Now here's the move again. See, Payden's in the middle of the track. We're coming down the home straight with a lap to go, and all of a sudden the Swiss dives down. Payden tries to take him off. He goes off. Oh, look, and back on again. Oh, I love that.
I think if I was the Australians, I'd put in an objection, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I would, but you know.
I know you think anything goes in track sprinting, including taking a short cross across the centre of the track and demolishing the commissaire in the process, young Russell, but there are rules and rules, you know.
I know, but that was good, wasn't it, eh? Look at that. Look, he's trying to catch him, but no, not good enough.
If I was the Australian, I'd put a protest in. Let's see what happens.
Hey, look, he's got Arnold written on his jersey. Wasn't there, what's that show with the cafe where they all go in Arnold's?
Is that? I don't know. The only Arnold I know was one of the Australian...
Strong and Arnold.
Strong and Arnold, who was a great six-day rider many years ago. Oh, Kicsis, but I will try and bring in information about that ride shortly. I'll move my headphones a bit off my ears if I can hear from the public address, or wait till they send the bits of information round from the commissaires. Because we're right up in the gods doing our commentary, the bits of paper arrive rather late here. But wait and see if, when they bring up the information. So at the moment, I put a question mark against Fuller winning his Heat 7, and now Cristian Marcello Arrue of the US of A versus Ainars Kiksis of Latvia. Kiksis, junior champion in 1990, against a man to me who was a newcomer on the block. I follow American cycling quite a bit, reading all their information that comes out of the US of A, but this man to me is a bit of an unknown quantity.
Yeah, I was speaking to his father and mother here, and he's, you know, they're actually from Chile, and he's actually born in Chile, but he's actually, you know, American citizenship now. And I was talking to his father. He said he's a full-time cyclist, full-time. He reads, he breathes, he trains just like a sprinter, and it seems like he's doing him the world of good. And just behind Kickus, from the Ukraine, isn't it? It's the London sprint champion, won the big race down at Herne Hill just last week.
You keep plugging Herne Hill, don't you?
Well, hey, Herne Hill is the London home
centre of England, as far as you're concerned.
Well, hey, when you're a South London lad, Herne Hill, you know.
Anyway, Arrue went straight through in the first round. He's up against Kiksis.
He's got to be careful, the American, with this chap.
He won his first round too, so now that's come back to Repercharge. And on paper, Kiksis a bit slower in qualifying.
Oh, here we go
so what's
again.
He going to do?
Oh, he let him come through. He should have come down with him there, Arrue. He's lost it out now, because Kickus is not going to let it go from there. He's started to build it up, started to look at him. Arrue, the American's trying to get over, but I think he's left it too late now. Kickus is looking under his arms, and now he's putting the power on. Just that power. Arrue is trying to do something. I don't think he's got the kick to get over him at the line. Let's have a look. He's trying. It was close. Hey, it was close, but those sprinters know what they're doing, don't they?
The spectators in the track here at Manchester are absolutely enjoying every moment of this sprinting. It's been so close there. Understand the tactics, and now getting some very close finishes. Who's got this one?
On the inside.
Yep. So it went to Kiksis, the past junior champion. Has been given up on the board, 11.036. And here he goes, dives down on the inside. The American tries to close the door, leaves it a bit late, so he has to flick up and then come back at him. Then tries to come down the inside. There's no room on the inside. Kicsis has just closed the door again, so he had to go really round the long way. And of course, on a 250-metre track like this one, it adds those extra yards. They swing up, trying to control their bikes at a steady 40 miles an hour. And the power of these riders coming through. You can see it on your picture now. These are men at work.
Great picture there. Down the home straight, pure power, under the line, throwing the bikes.
Well, I'm sure that Christian Marcello Arrue will come back through the Repercharge if he can repeat that sort of form. Moving on then to the 9th and final of the second round sprints, this time between Laurent Gane of France and Jan van Eijden of Germany. Jan van Eijden, another of the young talent being produced from Germany. He was the junior world kilometre champion in 1994 and went on in the kilometre championship this year to finish in 3rd spot on this track in Manchester. So he knows he's got the speed. He's already proved it on this track. And Laurent Gane, who's had to live under the shadow of some of the top sprinters recently in France, but he's been also going very quickly indeed. And in fact, in the qualifying 200 metres, Gane finished 9th qualifying in 10.568, and that was just a sniff faster than Van Eijden, who in 10th spot did 10.582. So there's really nothing to show between these two in a straight-out 200-metre sprint. It could be all down to tactics.
So Van Eijden, the German's on the front, just keeping it nice and steady. Starting to roll on the track. So Laurent Gane, the Frenchman, just behind. Just concentrating. Gane starts to go up. Van Eyden's got to follow him because you want to be as high as you possibly can. And all you've got to do then is turn left and pick up the speed. So they're rolling around. Van Eyden still on the front from Germany. Gane's getting closer. He's getting closer. Oh, he's got to be careful with that. Laurent Gane's taking the front. Laurent Gane's taking the front. He swung him. Oh, he started pinning up against the fence, but oh, this is great sprinting here. So Laurent Gane, the Frenchman's on the front. Van Eyden's got his head down. He's trying to close the gap, but Gane's going for it. He's going for 250 metres all the way out. He's gone. He's put 100% in. Van Eyden wasn't ready for that. He's let him go. Can he come back at him? He's trying. Laurent Gane, the Frenchman's going to get this. Is he at the line? But Van Eyden's coming back at him. Oh, here we go. Good move there by the Frenchman. Rather than going from 200 metres out, he went for 250 metres out. Good tactical move.
I said earlier on, they're so closely matched in 200-metre sprinting that they really needed to outfox each other, and that was the tactics of this man here. He just chose the right moment to go, but he could have gone either way. Just before that attack was launched, they've been testing each other out, and watch this, just drives down inside, looks up, kicks him back again, you see, and again shows his back wheel, shuts the door on him, flicks again. Oh, this is good stuff. All conducted, by the way, at something in excess of 30 miles an hour, because that's the sort of speed they're going at as they're moving away. Then they settle down to a fraction over 40 miles an hour. No, boys, don't try that down the high street, whatever you do. These are specialists, these boys. The speed, though, of Jan van Eijden, I think, could get him back through the Repercharge. And we go into the composition of the Repercharge heats. It's interesting how they've been to match some of these riders, and then when we go through into the next round, we'll have the Repercharge after team pursuit. We're bringing you on Eurosport this afternoon the team pursuit semi-finals next on the programme. The Repercharge, the losers.
He's got no chance at all, I think. What do you think, David?
Well, Pokorny has been playing, I don't know, pig in the middle, hasn't he? He gave up his chance in the first heat by letting Fura win very easily. When he came up against Russo, he was up against a much faster man, and although he rode hard, I think he might have something left. So he's the one I'm going to have to watch out for, I think, because he's got more experience than the rest of them. Jan van Eijden, an ex-junior kilometre champion, certainly got the long speed. Georgios Cheimonetos, the Greeks have never really produced top-line road riders, though I have to say that, and with a certain amount of tongue-in-cheek, because one of their riders won the first ever Olympic road race 100 years ago. But on the track, they've been able slowly but surely to build up quite a good number of track riders who we don't see a lot of across the European series.